So this is what we're looking at today. As you can see, I think there's a window of opportunity somewhere in here. And this right there, in that area where it opens up. I think I'm gonna try to get in that area. Let's go to the future. So there's a window of opportunity right there from 8 to 10:30-ish, maybe 8 to 11. Right there, it clears up a little bit. I'm gonna try to get out there and fish in those 2 hours.
Alright, so I'm really God, I'm getting real scruffy, ain't I, huh? I don't know. My girlfriend likes when I grow out my facial hair. She thinks it looks good, which is awesome. Most girls don't like that, but I'm going. This is like 2 weeks now. I don't know if I'm gonna continue it. I don't like it that much, but I'm sitting here debating on whether or not I should go because it's looking pretty bad outside, and I just don't know if I'm gonna waste my time or not. I just don't know what to do. So I'm sitting here letting the truck warm up. Like, is this gonna be worth it, or am I gonna freeze my ass off, or what? Or get sick? I'm not really too sure if I'm making a smart choice right now. Well, I have changed my mind. As you can tell, look in the sky. I mean, who is the weather kidding? There is not going to be any break in this system at all. I can tell where it thinks there's going to be a break, but really, I don't think the satellite is showing us the like overcast layer. It's just showing you like the main cells of the storm and where they're headed. But this whole entire thing is a cell, but it's showing you the main cells, like the ones that are dropping a lot of rain. And I just don't see like there's any break in the weather, so I'm not gonna go out, and I'm already wet. So we're gonna turn a new leaf here. I'm gonna go inside and change because I am now soaked, and we're gonna do something else. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Brandon G. I'm your host on this channel. Thank you for all of the support I've been getting lately. You guys have been awesome, and I have been listening to a lot of your feedbacks, and one of them has been, hey, can you show us how you cut your trout and how to debone a trout? Yes, I am. So that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to show you what I used to cut these trout, and then the technique that I'm going to use to debone it and stuff like that. But let's get started. I'll show you the 3 blade choices that I used. Nothing special about the type of blades. This one is a Cuda titanium, and these ones are just like your normal Rapala ones you get, you know, at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's or even Walmart sometimes. I think I've seen these in Walmart. But to narrow it down, throw away that one. I use the Cuda because it's a little bit bigger, and then I use this 6-inch blade Rapala one to get in those fine areas, those small areas like underneath the rib cages and stuff like that. It does very good at fine cuts. And then this one just gets the job done really fast. Bigger blades, cut bigger pieces, you know, it runs through the whole trout a lot better than the small one. And like I said, it doesn't really matter what you're using for the blades. All it matters is that you sharpen it. Sharpen it. If you have a stone is the best to sharpen these type of blades. If you don't, just use a normal sharpener, okay? Now that you're aware of what's going on, let's dive into this trout and let's cut it up, and I'll show you guys how to debone it. Begin by taking your 12-inch blade and begin cutting along the jawline of the trout. Next step is to cut the belly open. Now this trout is frozen, so you'll notice that it doesn't just ooze out the insides. So
When this trout is frozen, it's easier for you to rip out all of those guts, and I prefer it that way. But sometimes it's harder to cut through the skin. Next, you're going to want to cut the bloodline going along the back, and you're going to want to clean that out. That's yucky. Yeah, you want that out. The next step, you're going to want to take the trout and break apart the head from the spine, detach it. Some people leave the head on so they have something to grip onto. I take mine off. Next, you're going to grab your 6-inch blade and you're going to begin small insertions along the rib cage. Now this takes some time, it takes a lot of practice, you're going to feel the rib cage and you're going to be working your blade against the rib cage, not the meat, all until you come out. Then take your blade and fine cut it away at a 45-degree angle. Start cutting down away from the spine, and you want to separate the rib cage from the rest of the fillet. You're going to do it the same thing to the other side. Get your blade underneath the rib cage and follow it all the way out. You should be able to feel it on the way out, and then begin using your blade to cutting away the fillet from the spine and the rib cage. Next, you're going to want to take your blade and insert it behind the dorsal fin and begin cutting back. And then you're going to take your blade and cut away the spine from the meat this time. Now this does take practice, but you're going to pull apart the spine from the skin, and what you're left with is a big chunk of bones, the spine and the rib cage. Now you'll notice there's still meat on there, so I did a terrible job. Place the fillets facing towards you, and what you're going to want to do is cut away all the excess skin and fins. And I'm using the finer blade because it does a good job at detail cuts. After all that's done, locate the other fins and begin cutting those away, any unwanted fins and belly parts or anything like that. So that one's done. These still have 2 fins left, so we're going to go ahead and remove those. And you're left with a fillet that looks something like this. Now, since I did a terrible job, we're going to remove the skin from the fillet. Now, it's very important that you press down on the skin with your fingers and keep the blade pointed down at a downwards angle while you're cutting, and keeping a nice stretched all the way through the cut will leave you with most of the skin detached from the actual fillet, and you'll be left with a nice skinless fillet.
Look at that. Bull crap. Yeah, it's supposed to clear up my butt. That's hail. That is hail dropping on this car right here. Are you freaking kidding me? Bro. Are you freaking kidding me? No way. Yo, there's something wrong with Arizona's weather forecast and the people that judge what's going to happen. Alright, y'all. This is where I leave you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be a good one, I promise. And hopefully it's not full of this. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, craziness.